On a stormy night, with the sky illuminated by flashes of lightning and rain pouring heavily onto rooftops, Lisa sat in her old house, listening to the symphony of the storm through the window. The house, inherited from her grandmother, carried an air of mystery, with rumors that it was haunted by spirits wandering within its walls. But Lisa paid no attention to these tales, believing that superstitions held no meaning in the age of technology. Lisa woke up one Sunday morning, feeling a light prickling on her neck, as if cold fingers had brushed against her in the night. She dismissed it as just a fleeting nightmare, but when she looked in the mirror, she noticed a faint mark, as though someone had pressed their fingers against her skin. A strange chill ran through her, but she pretended not to notice. As the days passed, strange incidents began to increase. She felt as if something was lurking around her, with every corner of the house hiding eyes that followed her steps. Sometimes she heard faint whispers, words that seemed to come from another world, and each sound instilled a sense of fear deep within her heart. These strange occurrences continued to escalate. On a quiet night while sitting in the living room, she suddenly felt a cold touch on her shoulder. She turned around to find no one there but caught a glimpse of a shadow disappearing into a corner of the room. Her heart raced, but she tried to calm herself and decided that she needed to find out what was happening. Lisa decided to reach out to her friend Noor, who was interested in spiritual matters. After explaining everything that had been happening, Noor offered to visit and help her understand these strange phenomena. On the night she arrived, Noor brought an old box filled with unusual items: black candles, strongly scented incense, and a small mirror carefully wrapped. Noor began setting up the room for a spiritual ritual, lighting candles around the space, adding an air of mystery. She asked Lisa to sit quietly, clear her mind of any negative thoughts, and open her heart to any spirit wishing to communicate. She started chanting ancient incantations softly as shadows danced around them. At that moment, Lisa felt a strange presence surrounding her, as if something was watching her from afar. As Noor continued the incantations, the room's temperature suddenly rose, the air felt heavier, and the candles began to flicker wildly. Suddenly, all the candles went out at once, plunging the room into darkness. Lisa was overwhelmed with fear but managed to control herself. She asked Noor in a trembling voice what was happening. Noor calmly replied, "We must continue. This means the spirit is here and wants to communicate." As the candles reignited one by one, shadows gathered on the walls, forming a familiar face. It seemed as though the ghost was ready to reveal itself. Noor moved toward the mirror, asking Lisa to look. When she did, she was stunned to see a mysterious face staring back at her from the mirror. It was the face of a man who looked sorrowful, his eyes filled with grief. In an instant, an image of a woman appeared behind him. She looked like Lisa, but was dressed in clothes from another era. The mirror began to tell a mysterious story. Lisa saw fragmented scenes of a woman resembling her, living in a distant time, wandering through the same house with that man. It became clear that they shared a tragic love story that ended with the man's mysterious death. This spirit was bound to the place, trying to reach out to Lisa, believing she was the same woman he once loved. As events unfolded, it revealed more than just a tragic love story. Lisa realized that others had lived in the house before her, and that these spirits were still bound to it. This ghost had been watching her, yearning for peace, yet tethered to memories of lost love. Lisa and Noor decided they needed to free the spirit from its suffering. Noor urged Lisa to speak to the ghost, explaining that she was not the woman it sought but was here to help it find peace. After a moment of silence, the ghost's eyes seemed to glisten as if filled with hope. Lisa told the ghost she didn't want it to remain trapped between life and death, that it was time for it to pass on to the other side. Gradually, the shadows began to dissolve, and the eerie sounds that had haunted Lisa faded away. She felt a strange calm enveloping her, as if a heavy weight had been lifted from the house. After that night, Lisa no longer felt the watchful eyes that once followed her, nor did she hear the frightening sounds. Her house became more serene, and she felt as though it had been freed from ancient burdens. In that moment, she understood that love, even if tragic, could free spirits and grant them peace. Her home returned to life, and the story became a part of her memory, a reminder every time she looked into the mirror, where she could still see traces of old love, a tale of an ancient ghost finally at rest.